Start there, just an opening statement. Good to get that first OVC win.
Oh, it was great to come, off the break and get the first OVC win. Well, I think we might have had 12 days off, and it was, not to be silly, but like the 12 days of Christmas were running through your heads quite a bit to get back on the winning track. But the atmosphere, you walk into the arena, and that was awesome. I love coming out of that tunnel, and you sit there, and I think I told Des and Ray, like, hey, we built this thing, all right? And we're still building it. But like, it's January 2nd, and you felt the community out there today. And we want to go out there and honor them the right way. And it was awesome that they were there for us today, and that was special. So we came out, I think, on a 9-0 run right away. And then the clock didn't stop. There wasn't a stoppage of play, I felt like, for maybe 7.5 minutes. And then, we were talking to our guys about digging deep. We had 2 days when we came back. You have 4 or 5 days off. You gotta get your mind right. You gotta get your physical right. And I thought that, we came out and ended up maybe being 14-9 because they went on a little run, but we won that segment. Set the tone on how we got into the paint, how we shared the ball. We had 10 assists at halftime. I thought we were +6 on the boards initially. Ended up being tied on the boards today is what I'm looking at. And they had 13 offensive rebounds, so we obviously got to fix that moving forward. But I thought that we did a really good job of setting the tone on how we needed to play together with a certain level of physicality and urgency.
The two, obviously, on either side of you, did a heck of a job leading this team tonight.
It was they took the game plan, and I, as a coach, when you talk about a game plan that works, it's not. I don't always you don't want to take credit as a coach. These guys give the information of what makes sense for a game plan because this is what these guys are capable of doing, our whole team. And Coach Hellenthal, Ryan Hellenthal is a big-time coach, did a great job devising the scout. And then these guys went in there, and you could see the last 6-7 days of work implemented. You could see that there was times where we were almost overdoing it at times, and what we had really been working on. Obviously, Brian coming out, and I think he made 5 or 6 threes right away in the first half. Is that right? 5 threes in the first half. He missed the one at the end of the half, which I thought was in too. But they weren't like hunting threes. He wasn't hunting them. The guys were finding them. He was spacing really well. Ray was getting in with our tempo, I thought, really early in the first half. Got to the basket a few times, made a shot or two, and then obviously in the second half made a couple big ones. But even when they came out of halftime, I made a basket. I did something stupid out of halftime. I ran the wrong play. These guys adjusted right away, and I think you got a couple paint touches right away for baskets, and led by, I think Brian dumped it off to him once. So it was nice to see how Brian was on fire really the first half, and then he just gave of himself the second half. Neither of them stopped guarding.
Coach, you talked about that big start. It really felt like the community got behind you, the fans were getting riled up. So how did that kind of lead into the rest of the first half?
Well, you go in there and you just set the tone on how we want to play. I liked how we were playing. That, sometimes you can get off to a hot start and, you're making shots geez, if we can do this for 40 minutes, it would be crazy. But I thought the way we were playing with the hot start was what we could sustain and maintain the rest of the game. And the fans, you felt them. You walked out there, you look around. I think they had an announcement at one point talking about, if you don't have a lower bowl seat, there's something there, they're sold. So now you got to sit up. It's not like you just come, buy an upper deck and then you come sit on the front row. And I usually don't hear stuff like that. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And obviously our administration does an unbelievable job with engaging the community. And then these guys went out there and represented us the right way.
You talked about the offense. You shot your percentage is high and field goal and 3-point percentage against a team that was ranked second in the OVC to start the season for preseason.
Yeah. Again, the reason that I think we did it was because we gave of ourselves. We had 14 assists, 10 turnovers, 10 assists at halftime, got to the line, 14 times, so we won that battle as well. And we were sharing the ball. So I think when you move the ball and you're able to attack not first side and not single gaps, then you have any defense is going to struggle a little bit more. And I think that these guys, led by these two initially, I thought did a really good job.
Rayshon, you guys seemed to close out games really well. They came back, they kind of climbed back in it. You guys didn't really let them. They cut it to 9, and then you guys opened it back up and really shut them down.
That's something we make a emphasis on. We practice it all week, just how we want to finish games and stuff like that. And so I'm pretty sure we won most of our close games this year. So it's just about executing down the stretch, getting certain stops. And, I mean, honestly, I feel real poised at the end of the game when I got it in my hands. So just want to make something happen.
Brian, you were hot to start the game. Does that kind of just filter in from what you've been doing earlier, or is it the break? You've been working on something lately?
I mean, what I've been working on it started a long time ago, you know? So honestly, just kind of just staying in that mood, just constantly just trying to go out there and just put out a product, just staying consistent with it, trusting my teammates, moving the ball, all types of stuff. So it's nothing really necessarily forced, but always just trying to be in the right spot and ready to go.
And then you guys both held Sean Smith to really just 13 points. It wasn't that big of a factor. How are you guys able to do it?
I know Sean Smith and the other Ryan Myers, I think probably they top 2 guards. So I think just giving the assignment, just whoever you're guarding, just locking into the scout, understanding their tendencies and just going out there and executing. Defense is all about effort and, you know what I'm saying, just putting yourself out there, your body on the line. So I think that's what we did tonight.
And then, Coach, last one for you. Dez only took 5 shots today. Is that kind of what the game called for? Or what kind of went into that?
Yeah, I mean, you look at him, he had 5 shots, 6 points, 6 rebounds, had 2 big free throws late after Ray. What were you doing on that first? What were you doing?
I lost the ball, man.
So on the first one, and then had a defensive assignment of really just switching on to kind of their main guys over and over and over again. I thought that he made a huge shot. They cut it to 6, or they cut it to 8 or 10. He came out, hit a like a 15-footer. He attacked the glass. He attacked the basket. I think it was a 6 to 8 point game, and he went in there and tried dunking on the guy, got fouled, made both free throws. So, yeah, I think it was a little bit of what the game called for. You look at Ring as well. He had 9 and 8 rebounds, and I think he took 1 3. He passed up. He took 6 shots as 9 and 8. So same thing kind of with Dez, and it was a very balanced attack. I thought Declan went in there in his 12 minutes. Jordan Pickett went in there and was really good in his 4 minutes. And then it was nice to see Kyle Thomas really start moving a little bit, getting kind of back to what we know he can be.
Ray, for you, just obviously the record tonight. I know it's important to you, to make your mark on this program, which obviously you've done, and you do it again here tonight.
Yeah, it's just a testament to, a lot of the things I've been through and hard work, and my coaches and teammates never giving up on me. That's really what it's all about. So, yeah, I just appreciate the family environment, and it just helped me go out there and do what I do, and I appreciate it, and that's what happens.
How important was it to come in a win like this tonight, too?
It was definitely important. Starting off 0-2, we had to come out and set the tone, set the tone for the team we're going to be the rest of the season.
How do you guys struggled on the road last year, so I'm just kind of wondering how you guys trying to fix that. You started 0-2 this year. You can try to balance it out with Lindenwood coming in here, but what do you guys have to do better on the road to try and fix that?
Yeah, I mean it's a fair question. I know 2 years ago we had the school history, most wins in school history on the road. So I think that last year it was we had 6 out of 8 to end the season, which didn't help. With our conference gave us. Is that an excuse? No, it's a reality. We have to respond better. We to the challenges on the road, tighten up what we need to tighten up. Late game, I think both times we had you look at both games, and I think that it's we have the ball down 6, miss a shot at Little Rock to cut it to 3, had 2 turnovers. And maybe a questionable shot or something like that at SIMO in that opportunity. So I think that we obviously have to make a conscious effort of tightening up on the road, but it's more the game, the plays within the game, as opposed to maybe being in a different environment. Now, I'll also say it's nice to be home because we have that crowd that we have. But it's a fair question, and we're going to get to work and on Lindenwood, and we go to Eastern, I think, Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, so just keep on throwing games. Let's roll. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.